So it seems as though Shirley Strawberry should compose a strawberry letter, all alone on the grounds that her significant other was around here humiliating her, under her very nose, in addition to the fact that he got busted for defrauding individuals. Yet he additionally got uncovered for having an entire side chick on Shirley. It gets considerably more chaotic, on the grounds that it appears as though he has been misleading Shirley and defrauding her too. And let me let you know she is crushed. So does this imply that we're going to get some separation news, Oak? So Shirley Strawberry has not been living it up in the recent weeks, since her significant other has flipped around as long as she can remember. Shirley and her better half, Ernest Williams, have been hitched for several years at this point. And for some time we felt that things were going perfectly in the marriage, yet we, as of late, figured out that not just have things not been continuing fine between them, yet they have been tremendously harmful, and individuals have begun to contemplate whether Shirley understood what she was finding herself mixed up with when she chose to wed him. And to be straightforward, I feel that relationship was somewhat strange all along, in light of the fact that it didn't seem like she knew Ernest very well. When he proposed to her on air at her public broadcast, Steve Harvey, she was unable to try and perceive his voice. Let me pose you an inquiry, the lady that you going to pose me this inquiry. About you love her, yes sir, unquestionably. Yes, this yo man here what it's a wreck, however. And there were discussions about how she was racing into marriage, only for getting hitched, and incidentally, there was a ton that she ought to have had some significant awareness of Ernest, in light of the fact that he had an exceptionally brilliant existence before he got hitched to Cheryl Lee, like he was truly something else walling. And having a ton of experiences with the specialists, he has an extremely extensive rundown of charges that date back to the 80s, which implies that he has been messing with the law for quite a long time. Like that is not terrible enough. He additionally has 2 or 3 lawful offenses from the mid-2000s, which lets us know that he never truly surrendered his life of wrongdoing. It's muddled precisely the way that he met Steve Harvey, yet they fostered a companionship, and Steve chose to play intermediary among him and Shirley presently, regardless of whether Shirley understand what kind of individual Ernest truly was. She essentially had some awareness of his past capture and criminal accusations, yet she had confidence in him, and she really accepted that he planned to turn over and become a changed man. And for quite a while it appeared as though Ernest was a changed man. He definitely approved of the law, and surprisingly, opened up a gigantic hairstyling parlor in Atlanta. It wasn't your commonplace neighborhood barbershop, since it simply took care of the rich and huge-name celebs in Atlanta. He additionally set up an organization that gave unarmed security staff to clients, no doubt about it. He seemed to have gotten it together and turned into a model citizen. He was pulling in truckload of cash, yet no one thought anything, since his organizations were fruitful. And all in all, nothing remained to be thought, and Shirley and Ernest were truly carrying on with the life. Yet all that changed last year, when Ernest was captured on misrepresentation charges and was uncovered for running $1 million trick plot alongside a lady named Erica Lord. As per news sources, 57-year-old Ernest Williams and 46-year-old Erica Ruler persuaded individuals to pay them for their business skill. They would conform to their casualties, with those to have the option to develop their brands, their missions, their life objectives, their virtual entertainment followings. The insane part about him getting uncovered is that he would have pulled off it on the off chance that he hadn't gotten so reckless, on the grounds that the main explanation he got found out for his trick was that he was getting explored for rental extortion, which made the police begin investigating him. He and Erica leased a house right now nearby to the house he resided with Shirley, yet for reasons unknown, they quit paying the lease for a considerable length of time. True to form, the landowner blew up and detailed them to the experts for rental misrepresentation. And on the off chance that you're asking why in the world Ernest would have to lease a house nearby to where he and Shirley resided, well, this is on the grounds that he was sneaking around with Erica. There are reports that Erica is his side piece, and he was concealing her on display. Definitely, it's the dauntlessness of this man to be both a trickster and a central pick of battle anyway. Once the police began examining Ernest and Erica for rental misrepresentation, they investigated their funds and understood that a ton of things didn't make any sense. They did some seriously digging, and that is the point at which they found that they had missold in excess of 12 individuals of around $1 million. Police say their examination initially began at this home on Pinewood Street months prior. Agents say after Williams and Lord hadn't paid lease for some time, investigators began investigating their monetary exchanges, and it drove them to their broad plan. Currently, it's hazy whether Shirley had some awareness of his exercises. Yet she did something that individuals view as very off-putting. A long time before Ernest got busted, she haphazardly chose to take his name off the deed to the house that she possessed in California, so assuming Ernest at any point got captured and had his resource held onto her home would be protected now. It's hazy in the event that she did this since she realized he was going to get busted, or on the other hand, in the event that she have little to no faith in Ernest, except for the move ended up being a shrewd one. Ernest got set up for 5 counts of connivance to perpetrate a lawful offense. He had 2 of the charges excused, and his security was set for $15,000. Yet that is not all, since he was additionally set up for 3 extra charges of burglary by assuming activity of praise fix administrations and robbery by misdirection. Yet his misleading exercises went past defrauding individuals into paying for his administrations alone on the grounds that he would likewise go to organizations, make buys, and not pay now. I truly need to yell my sister how the narrative talks, since she truly be making quick work of this very stuff. Currently, as per court records, he was accused duplicity and of purpose to keep away from installment intentionally at get vehicle fix administrations of a worth of in excess of $1,500, yet under $5,000, which were accessible just for remuneration, for which the blamed neglected to pay. No doubt this man was over here misleading without a still small voice, yet it deteriorates on the grounds that once the police began investigating him, they found a ton of terrible things that he was associated with, and his not insignificant rundown of violations incorporates being in control of express material highlighting kids. If you catch my drift, it's a ton to unload and manage. And as per sources, Shirley is similarly basically as stunned about this as we as a whole. Our insiders guaranteed that she had no clue about her significant other's criminal operations and was caught unaware when he got uncovered. A source near her case that Ernest persuaded her to think that he had abandoned his life of wrongdoing him and that his organizations were 100 legitimate. The source likewise uncovered that Ernest acquainted Erica with Shirley as a companion and potential colleague, and she accepted him despite the fact that she wasn't precisely certain what kind of business they were wanting to get into. This is likewise humiliating for Shirley and individuals. Left remarks saying this Shirley Strawberry news, you can constantly depend on a darn jabnob, busted and sickened man to humiliate you. That is all there is to it. On the off chance that I at any point get hitched it positively, will not be without doing a personal investigation. First, Shirley Strawberry ought to have been taking a ton of counsel she was giving out. And this Shirley Strawberry and Ernest Williams stuff is so untidy she turned into her own strawberry letter. Yet do you folks accept that Shirley truly had close to zero familiarity with Ernest misleading? Or do you believe that she is attempting to save confidence and try not to cause problems? Let me in on what your considerations are at assuming you think this show is frightful. Well, stand by till you see the following video. Much obliged.